I came across this most amazing thing in South Africa recently. An amazing social architect who's built this €5,000 alternative to low-cost housing in South Africa, and the number of the houses where it's situated is like 160 or whatever, which is the number of the emails that he's been sending to Cape Town City Council in order to get planning permission, and on that one he got it. Right. And it's an amazing structure. It has a look and a feel, a look of a tin shanty house, but it is a self-sustaining house with it's kind of mains-fed toilet, that has a vertical garden which feeds the inhabitants, solar power, and it's what I thought is maybe, I don't know, collaborating with the likes of somebody like that, building here locally, talking to the likes of Niall Mellon and getting it, out there into the bigger, broader world, But those are also kind of the solutions. There's so many solutions.
I think that maybe we're not getting the innovation in this area at all that we need, and the problem is actually getting permissions.
And beyond that, not only permission, it's just Ireland is a tough place. Besides permission, it's such an unforgiving climate for building.
That's it, exactly. And actually, that was the difficulty with the shipping containers, because a lot of the ready-to-go traditional forms of insulation, actually, they didn't allow for a condensation barrier, because obviously the aluminium of the shipping container, the actual exterior of the shipping container didn't allow for a breathing membrane at all.
Yeah, exactly.
And that was a problem. And so it took months.
Just telling me about it was just
But it took months to come up with a solution.
And you've got a solution.
We have a solution.
Good, well done.
Actually, the architects, they come up with two solutions.
Yeah.
So one of them is a more sustainable way, actually using straw bale but putting a render over it so it looks fabulous, but that's not movable. So the one we're doing for electric picnic, that has to be a movable one. So obviously we must transport it on the morning of day 4 to its new home. Yeah. So it's a different type of insulation. It's a Kingspan insulation. So unfortunately we weren't able to go for recycled or. We have to go down a different.
And when you're doing 3 days, the recycle bit is while it's not really necessarily cost effective, because it's time consuming and time is money.
Well, really, realistically, over the course of 3 days at Electric Picnic, we want to prove that it can be done.
Great.
It's great if we get it done in 3 days, but we want to prove that it can be done. And then it is a model for low cost, potentially high density, but not necessarily. And it's an alternative form. For example, we're seeing digital hubs springing up all over the city. Live-work units are the next natural progression. So these actually would make ideal live-work units for rental.
Absolutely.
As an alternative to 1 and 2 bed apartments for young entrepreneurs. We're talking about a culture where we're trying to encourage entrepreneurship, and yet the cost of renting in the city it's completely prohibitive. That there's no funds left over.
But even for families who are in my kind of position, with young people growing up and not going to be moving out in the foreseeable future, shove them out in the garden in a unit.
Yeah.
I shove them out in the garden from the age of 3, so whatever.
Well, most might say, 23, but that's okay.